Well, hello class. Here we are, halfway through the course, ready to go into week 5 already. Can't believe that, huh? Well, what I wanted to do in this video, and both videos I'm going to put up right now are going to be quick. The first video is going to be kind of like an overview of everything we've taken from a very practical standpoint up to this point. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about the next module, which is going to be about functional strategies. And I really think that's going to be an important one for us. So let's kind of go back and think about when we started. We were looking at mission, vision, started with vision, went to mission, strategic goal planning, long and short term, internal, external analysis, a lot of stuff, okay? But when you put it together, something like a roadmap, okay, everything starts with an idea, no matter what it is. IBM started with an idea. Microsoft started with an idea. Apple started with an idea. Goodyear Rubber started with an idea. And on and on and on it goes. But the point being made here is that unless you bring the vision to fruition, that means that we write a plan based on the vision. It has no structure attached to it. So once we put a mission statement together, that mission differentiates us from any other business that does what we do. Having said that, once you put your mission together, then you have to plan a strategy, at least on paper, to say, well, this is where I want to be a year from now. This is where I want to be 3 years and 5 years. And sometimes it's so far-fetched that you're saying, how do I know where I want to be 5 years from now? You really don't. But you need to put something down to at least kind of give your vision, if you will, and your mission of what you want to accomplish with this business some structure. That's what we were essentially doing. And then we were looking at the organization from the outside and from the inside. And what we did is we did what we refer to as a SWOT analysis. That is, we were assessing our strengths, our weaknesses, our opportunities, and our threats. And as we know, our opportunities and threats came from the external environment. What are our competitors doing? How can we do it better? What is it that they haven't thought about yet? How do we better service our customers? How do we become more aware of what the needs are in the external environment? What are some of the things that may form obstacles in the external environment, such as problems with vendors, customers? What about legal entities? All of these things are part of the external environment. And then we went to the inside, and that part of the SWOT was focused on strengths and weaknesses. What weaknesses do we have that we need to improve on so that they can become strengths? A lot of times when we think in those terms, okay, weaknesses are based on mistakes we have made in the past that we don't want to make again, and we want to eliminate as many of those weaknesses as we can. But then we do a lot of things that are good too, right? I mean, like, what is it that we do well? And whatever we do well, we want to embellish on that and do it even better. So we learn from what our needs are in the external environment and the mistakes that we made, and then we bring them to the inside and we make the changes that we need to make. so that all of these weaknesses will turn into strengths. But remember, it's an ongoing process. There'll always be obstacles in the road, but there'll always be great things that we do. We might even change our vision. We might even change our plan. You know, where do we want to be 5 years from now? We'll be asking that question 5 years from now. We'll be going from the 5th year to the 10th year and beyond. Will we remain a domestic organization, or will we become multi-domestic and then eventually be multi-global? So, you know, all of these things come into play, and I just wanted to kind of give you an overview of where we were, where we are, and essentially where we're going. Now, on Chapter 5, Module 5, we're going to be looking at not only functional but also competitive strategies. And this is one that I want you to pay attention to. I'm going to break down each of the objectives, and then you can go ahead and follow along with your book. If I can mention the PowerPoints to the objectives, I will. But here again, as I am verbalizing in this webcam and telling you what I intend to cover, I want you to be following along in your book, and obviously use your PowerPoint slides. Now, one final thing, I will be putting up some videos to promote each one of the objectives, and that will be Objective 5.1, which is describing the functional strategies an organization needs and explain how these strategies are implemented and evaluated. 5.2, explain competitive advantage, what it implies. 5.3, describe the different competitive strategies. And then finally, 5.4, discuss how discuss how competitive strategies are implemented and then evaluated as being effective. So, this is the end of, excuse me, the first video on the overview. Now look for the second one in the reading, listening, and viewing section of this particular module. Have a wonderful day.